Hello, lovelies. Of course, something went wrong with my stream. So let's see if you're able to find me now. I'm going to give you some time to join. I'm here. Yes, I'm seeing people join. That's wonderful. The sad thing is that I now lost the questions from the other stream, but I'm going to find it. I will. Oh, this looks messy. Happy Wednesday. Let's start with that. Happy Wednesday. Oh, I apologize for my nasal sounding voice. Oh, great. You're confirming that video and sound are working. Oh, I'm so happy to have you. Thank you for finding me here. So typical for me, that tech stuff just. But yeah, I'm recovering from a cold. I'd love to know, how's your Wednesday so far? I will pull up the questions from the other live stream in the meantime, because I know some of you made an effort to leave a comment with a question. So I'll pull it up in the meantime, and then you let me know. How is your Wednesday? Is it early where you are? It is, as you know, past 4 p.m. here in the Netherlands. It's dark. Can you see? Dark, dark, dark. We had snow today, which is really amazing. Well, it is amazing. We don't really get snow that often in the Netherlands, at least not this time of the year. But since we moved, apparently we get a bit more snow. And I am so thankful because we had 8 broken radiators. And today they came to fix it. And this afternoon the snow came. And this is one of the reasons that I'm sick, because it was just so cold at night. And I get sick really easily when I'm that cold. Do any of you have that? Yes, it was such a huge blessing. I'm like, oh, of course, the Lord took care of us. So I'm actually in, it looks kind of warm, right? With my cute little lamp. It feels warm. We had snow in Sweden today too. Most is melted, instead we have a drizzle. Yeah, it's kind of like that here. I just managed to do like a cute little video for Instagram with a bit of snow. Sweden, but you're higher up as it is, so I'm sure you'll have snow more often. Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, 9 a.m. Hi, Carla. It's so nice to have you. So yeah, I've been doing so many of these sessions in my live programs. I don't know why I haven't done it on YouTube in forever. And I had so many comments and I tried to respond. I'm like, no, I should just have a live. It's way more fun. Oh, you're in zone 1. Yeah, warmest area in Sweden. But still, you're higher up than us. Let's have a look. So you'll have glug soon, right? Glug. Oh, I've got a bunch of questions, so that's great. Yeah, Sarah, you're asking if your question got loaded, and I'm trying to find them because I know some of you made an attempt to share questions, and I think I should be able to find them back in the other stream. Yes, they're right here. So if you left a question there, I should be able to find it. No, not. Okay, well, I'm really sorry. If you can copy paste it to here, that would be awesome. Yeah, anyway. Bunch of questions, awesome. Progesterone questions, acupuncture questions. I'm 39 and have been watching you for years from Florida. Oh, well, it's great to have you here then. It is great to have you. Yes, glögg. We had some Swedish friends, so my mom learned how to make them. And actually, that is awesome for when you're sick, right? It's awesome when you're sick. The Swedes do know how to have a good time, a cozy time. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, that is so sweet. I'm really happy to read that. 11 p.m. Malaysia. Oh, so are you watching from bed? A cozy bed? Nice, awesome. All right, so I made a couple of notes. Yeah, as I said, go ahead and pop your questions here in the chat. I'm gonna go through as many as possible before I have to pick up my kids from daycare. They start at daycare 2 afternoons a week. since a month, I think, which is why I'm actually able to do this right now. Because for those of you that don't know, I have started homeschooling, and it's really great. I love doing it, but it's really intense. Yeah, it's very intense. So I'm happy to have these afternoons that I get to spend them with you and focus on this mission and passion to help you boost your fertility naturally and also make sense of what's going on, right? I'm all about questions and answers, which makes this session all the more appropriate. Yes, I guess that's the word. So leave your comments and questions in the chat, and then I'm just gonna find the comments and questions I've been getting lately on YouTube. And I thought this would be a great way to do it as well, because so many of you have just joined the channel, and you've only just found me, and then you find old videos and then you leave a comment. But because it's an old video, I don't usually see them or comment or reply. I just do it with the most recent ones. So now I thought if I do it like this, I can just pick the most recent comments and questions, which are on all the videos, including the most recent one with the thyroid. Who has seen the thyroid video? And did you get anything from it? I don't know why I haven't made this video before, but I thought this is like one of the I think this is the type of information that you don't hear and that you can find with me. So I thought this is important. We should talk about this. Okay, I can't find the stuff on my phone, so I'll do it here instead, because I think I have all my comments in one spot, or I should. Yes, look at that. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so I'll just scroll down a bunch if my computer will participate. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think I'll start here. Some of the questions are also not really questions, so I'll have to filter through it as I'm meeting with you here. Okay, let's go back to this one. Donsa Williams is saying, I was on family planning for 4 years, and I stopped taking it last year. I guess exercising it, because family, or taking it. Well, family planning, in this case, maybe you mean contraceptives. Stop taking it. Last year, and I want a next child. I don't have a steady period from then. Please, some help. So this is a question that was asked on my video, implantation bleeding. So Donsa Williams, I'm guessing you haven't seen that many of my videos so far, because where do we start? We start with charting. So I recommend that you have a look on my channel for anything that is around charting. And there's also a video on the after effects of contraceptives, because contraceptives are they affect your hormone system in different ways. They prevent ovulation. They make your lining thinner, so that even if there is an egg that is released by chance and that merges with sperm, it then cannot implant. Because contraceptives are synthetic hormones, so they affect your hormone system. And this is one of the big things that I talk about. Having taken synthetic hormones in the past can impact your hormone system today. It leaves like an imprint. And if it reboots, wonderful. It does happen for a lot of women. But if you are here and you have taken contraceptives, there's a good chance that this isn't the case for you. So I've got a dedicated video for this. And if you want to tackle this contraceptives imprint, you can have a look at my program, Prep for Baby, because there I teach you how to detox that imprint with homeopathic remedies so that you can reboot your cycle. But the first step is definitely to start charting so that you can have an idea of what is going on with your chart in the first place. And if you're ovulating at all, just taking your temperature doesn't tell you everything. Just taking ovulation tests doesn't mean that you are ovulating. So charting is the very first step for sure. Oh, this is nice. Somebody commenting on a video. What you need to know about AMH. So AMH is one of those hormones that is tested and often used as information that, you're hitting menopause. And in that video, I'm talking about how that doesn't necessarily mean that. So this person, Hi Wotabera 4506, is saying, hi, I just came back here after 4 years to say thank you for helping me not give up because of my low AMH and keep trying. I'm happy to say that I now have a 4-year-old beautiful daughter. Oh, good for you. It's also important to work on the quality of your eggs by eating healthy and the right supplements. I also had naturopath treatments. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. Not giving up is step one, but then investigating and making changes is step two. And you will find plenty of videos on my channel that point you towards that direction. But again, Prep for Baby is like the basic foundation, I would say, and that includes the foods. But seeing a naturopath is a great way because I do always say that us having quite low density, nutrient dense diets is, I think, one of the reasons that we're struggling so much. And often when we start to eat properly in a way that feeds our fertility, that makes a big difference. But then a naturopath will also be able to do tests for certain nutrients to see where you are deficient, because you might think you're eating well, but you're deficient in something. So a naturopath is a great way to go. The video, 5 easy tips to improve hormone balance of fall pregnant. Naturally, this person is saying to take vitamin C instead of coffee. You could do that. I sometimes suggest that. If you're quitting coffee because it causes stress in your body and it can cause you to produce stress hormones at the expense of progesterone, which is the hormone you need in the second half of your cycle. And vitamin C feeds your adrenals. And when your adrenals are nice and balanced, you'll be able to produce enough progesterone, but also you won't have to dip as much. So that is definitely a possibility. Oh, yeah. So one of my first videos was implantation symptoms, early pregnancy signs. Maybe you found me through that video. Can you let me know if that is the video that you found me through? Because that is the biggest one. That one has been viewed like millions of times, which is crazy. That's the video that gave me this platform. But this lady, the Kim Possible, says these seem like PMS symptoms. I suspect I'm pregnant, but I will wait for my period. And that is sucky, isn't it? In that 2-week wait, you're starting to over analyze every symptom. Sometimes you start to feel nausea, but nausea is the result of rising hormones, which happens both in pregnancy, but also halfway the second part of your menstrual cycle anyway, because you have ovulation and then progesterone is supposed to go up and peak, but so does estrogen. And so both those hormones can give you all of those symptoms that suggest you might be pregnant. And if you're very focused on falling pregnant, then you will notice them more maybe than when you haven't been trying. So sore and heavy boobs, maybe some cramping, maybe some nausea. So I thought that was a great video to be doing at the time. But if it's not implantation, then it definitely could be PMS. This is a comment on trying to conceive and ovulating early. It's so awesome because so many of these videos have been shot so long ago, but the information in there is still so applicable, and you're still finding it, which is really, really neat. Apparently, I'm estrogen dominant, but I have always had shorter cycles, about 24 days. That fits perfectly with estrogen dominance. Even before I started birth control. Yeah, you could have been estrogen dominant before starting birth control. So this strawberry jam. I'm 41 years old now. Cycles are the same, but my PMS is more severe after I turned 30. I feel pregnant the 5 days leading up to my period. Yeah, because you are estrogen dominant. So good, strawberry jam. You have found that you are estrogen dominant, and then you start to explore more. I've got so many videos on my channel. There's a relationship between estrogen dominance and progesterone deficiency. So look for low progesterone and estrogen dominance. And I know you said that you've had this issue even before you started birth control. But like I said, you have the synthetic hormone imprint on your hormone system. And if that is there, and there's a good chance that it is, it's really hard to heal the issue you had prior to that. So with my patients, I always start with a birth control detox first. Okay, what I want to do is, these questions are great, but you're also here live, and I want to, what's the right word? I don't know. I want you to feel like it was worth joining live. So let me answer a couple of the questions in the chat here. Sarah is saying, last baby at 40 and 42 now, erratic cycles. On progesterone, second half of cycle, also doing acupuncture, chances of conception in perimenopause. I'm guessing you're asking me what the chances are. Well, the thing is, you are still, well, you're not still postpartum, but you having erratic cycles makes a lot of sense. Having a birth and then the fatigue that comes with it, that affects your progesterone so much. So the progesterone that you're using right now, you're kind of using it like Scotch tape. And that's okay. Sometimes you use it that way, but you're not solving the underlying issue. So what I would recommend is that you really start with the charting, and ideally without the progesterone, so that you know what's going on. But also check out the video on my channel that is called something like taking progesterone to fall or stay pregnant. I think that will be a good start for you. That usually the videos will then lead you to the next thing, Sarah. But I mean, if you had a baby at 40 and you're 42 now, I think your chances are good. Fiery preacher from Florida. Doctor last year said I was pre-diabetic, so I've lost 40 pounds. 40 pounds, it's amazing. Well done. Started in as well and as wild. Yam cream 6 months ago and now have regular cycles fine. Well done, you. Well done. That's amazing. You've really gotten control of your fertility then, huh? So your chances of falling pregnant will be so significantly better. Not only that, once you do fall pregnant, you will have a much healthier pregnancy. Oh, Josephine has joined also. She's 33 from Denmark. Fiery Preacher says, I love Amsterdam. You do, even after all the stuff in the news lately? Oh my gosh. We went viral, huh? Hopefully soon I'll be able to come and visit you in person. How fun would that be? Oh, Sarah homeschools her 7 boys. You're amazing. I've got a 3-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy, and I'm ready to pull out my hair. But I do love it. I really do love it. It's so fun to be able to see your child develop in that way. And as you know, for me, I love teaching. That's why I do a lot on this channel, I think. Passing on information, making it applicable, making you feel like you can use it in your life. And I guess it's the same with my children. Yeah. So I answered that question. Whoops. Oh, where am I going? Josephine is asking, can you talk about losing weight while trying to conceive? People say it's good if you can lose just 10% if you're a bit overweight, but of course, being in a calorie deficient isn't great for fertility. This is a difficult thing, isn't it? And I'm certain that there is so much research on this and so many different opinions. And so I'm just going to give you my opinion. I always talk about how you need to nourish yourself, right? If you don't nourish yourself, your body's going to go into starvation mode, and that is stress mode, and that is going to affect your hormone balance. So I'm not a fan of that. That is why I also shared a short at some point about intermittent fasting during trying to conceive. I know there are also so many opinions on that, and I'm certain that some people actually fell pregnant after they started implementing that. But on the whole, I'm not a fan because I think it is so easy to go in the wrong direction. So rather than, um, when you want to quit smoking, for example, it's much harder to quit smoking when you say, "Oh, I can't have cigarettes anymore," than it is to say, "I can have a cigarette as long as I have a glass of water first." For example, this is how my mom quit smoking because you're replacing it. And I think it's the same when it comes to losing weight. If you're overweight, if you start focusing on nourishing yourself and feeding yourself appropriately, you're going to feel a lot more filled. Your body's going to be less in a stress state. So you're going to hold on less to weight. Your metabolism is going to improve. Your thyroid function is going to improve. So I think in theory, it should be possible. Um, I think it's logical that you would be losing weight if you're certainly overweight when you move to a nutrient dense diet. Of course, you're going to have more calorie intake, perhaps, but your body is going to be able to use those building blocks so much better. So, this is my take on it. So, if that fits in your bubble, awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I haven't got hard evidence on it, but I like to go. I love that you're sending me hearts when I say stuff like this. That's encouraging. So I hope that helps, Josephine. Sometimes it's so easy to make things all about numbers and like pros and cons, but sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes usually it's about common sense, going back to what is simple. um, yeah, and patterns, going to patterns rather than checklists of I'm allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to do this. It's so hard. It's so hard. So I think when you're nourishing yourself, you'll automatically stop having crappier food. Hopefully, you're going to have a more balanced sugar balance, so you're not going to have cravings as much. Those are my thoughts. I've been on the birth control patch for 17 years, says Love, Hope, Faith. Oh, I love that. Love, Hope, Faith. What steps should I take if I want to have another baby? I kind of mentioned this earlier. The contraceptives detox is where I would start. You know, it. I've been thinking about, oh, I shouldn't be talking too much about the programs that I have, but it's kind of stupid because the programs are there for that reason. I can't talk about that kind of stuff. I can't teach you on the YouTube videos. I can give you a lot of information and insight into your fertility, why you've gotten to a certain point, why something might be going on. But when it comes to the actual natural solutions, the homeopathy, which is how I'm trained, I point you towards my programs. That's what they're here for. I would go to Prep for Baby and learn how to detox the contraceptives homeopathically and learn how to follow your chart and recognize how your fertility improves. And then if you need, I'm seeing 100%. I like that. Oh, cool. Your responses are really, I love the interaction. This is so great. I should do this more often. I think I say that every life. So I've got Prep for Baby. That is the foundation. It's DIY. That's how you can start with your healing. If you're more curious about if there is anything going on with your charts, then you might prefer clues in your charts. I'm starting a live round actually soon, which is way more fun than doing the DIY version. I'm starting it November 29th. And if you sign up by this Friday, I think, I'll give you personal feedback, which I never do anymore. I used to do that in the past, the chart interpretations, which I love, but I haven't got the time. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw that in one more time. So that's that. I think I linked it in the description already. And I'm starting a new program, which is Fertile 30s, which builds onto Prep for Baby. Prep for Baby is the foundation. That's what most couples need to fall pregnant naturally and relatively easily. If that is not enough, if you need to go deeper or you want to go faster, then Fertile 30s is where I have made my tailored one-to-one treatment with patients as much as possible available to you in a group form that you can do it yourself, to make it more available for more people, because obviously I can only treat one couple at a time. But if I'm doing it in a group, first of all, I empower you to learn how to do it. Secondly, we have the interaction of the group, which is so cool. And thirdly, I don't know, it's fun. That's stupid. Oh, I can treat more people at the same time? Is that what I was going to say? I don't know. I did Fertile 40s in the past couple of months, which was a pilot, and I thought it was really challenging. I thought, how am I going to do my tailored one-on-one approach and then teach it in a group so that you can apply it yourselves? But it's working. It's so cool. It's so awesome because it's one more way to put what I know into your hands. It's so much better. It's kind of like the teach a man to fish kind of thing, right? If I do one-to-one treatment, of course I can help couples one-on-one, but I always feel like, what about the 800 other couples on my waiting list? So Fertile 30s, I've got a wait list, and because I'm opening the doors soon. But this is the perfect way for you to build on to Prep for Baby and get a more tailored approach. You're going to have live sessions, and so I can give you personal feedback, and you're going to start with homeopathic remedies alongside the rest. You can also join the wait list if you're just interested in more information, of course. And I'm thinking of maybe doing another round of Fertile 40s for those of you that missed it. And I might do it alongside Fertile 30s. Okay, so I had one question as well that I kept hearing. Like, Fleur, are you okay? Because I hadn't been publishing that many videos lately. I wasn't that much on YouTube. So that's why I said, okay, I'm going to use this live as well to share some news with you. And that is, you already guessed it, right? Number 3. And I'm 38. I'll be 39 in January. And if you know me a little bit, you may know that I have a history of autoimmune disease. I was told that I probably wouldn't be able to hold on to pregnancy. So this is really amazing. And I hope that this is an encouragement to you. I know it can be painful to see somebody that's pregnant when you want to be pregnant, but I hope this can be, I can share this hope with you. And the cool thing is, I actually fell pregnant while I was doing Fertile 40s, and I decided to apply what I was teaching to myself because I thought I was perimenopausal. My charts were ridiculous. I had like 3-week cycles, and then I had a very long one. I had no ovulation, so I started taking the remedies in the way that I would prescribe. That very cycle, I fell pregnant. So let that be an encouragement to you. But that's why I'm also a little bit out of breath, because baby's pushing up. Okay, hello, and thank you for all the hearts. That's really sweet. I'm 37, and doctor told me I have a heart-shaped uterus. What is your opinion on the risk factor of getting pregnant without having a surgery? In all honesty, I cannot answer that question. I don't know. I have never done that risk assessment. I just know that I have had patients that had heart-shaped uteruses, and they were able to conceive. If you would have surgery, I would make sure that you would follow some sort of protocol that reduces scarring and addresses the trauma of your uterus, because any kind of surgery to the uterus, in my experience, can impact fertility in itself. So then you may have fixed one problem, like fibroids. That's one of them as well. And then a woman still isn't able to hold on to a pregnancy or have a pregnancy because basically the uterus was traumatized. So that protocol is part of my miscarriage protocol. And that is an add-on to Prep for Baby because it's part of it. But you can also go and see a local homeopath or find someone online and say, hey, can you help me? Fleur says that I should be treating the trauma of my uterus, and they will know exactly what you mean. Carla's saying, yes, my Hashimoto's is in remission. That's amazing. That is fantastic. Well done, you. Thanks for having this session. Says Leah, I gave birth in 2021. After that, I had a miscarriage twice. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. First, I went for a DNC. Second, came out naturally. Now I'm diagnosed with PID. Okay, so the miscarriage protocol I just talked about, that would be the spot to start 100%. If you were my patient, that is where I would start. I'd love to say a lot more, but this is the bit that, yeah, that's where I would start the miscarriage protocol. Let's have a look. Taking turmeric, iodine, and fertility supplements with Vitex and now Well DM cream, which made my cycles regular finally. Testing for LH, and one ovary peaks higher than another. Any suggestions? I'm not sure what that means. One ovary peaks higher than another, because I don't have tests that show which ovary is doing what. So maybe you can clarify. I will see if I have a chance to get to your question if you clarify. Evie says, have you had cases where a PCOS patient has gotten pregnant? 100%. PCOS is probably one of the things that I have been working with the most from the start. I've got a bunch of videos on my channel. I've got, what's going on? An alert, battery saver is on. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, maybe not chat too long. If you lose me, you know why. So PCOS, yes, I've got a bunch of videos. I've got articles on my website. Definitely check those out. But with PCOS, there's a big relationship with contraceptives used in the past. But also the nourishing bit is really important because you want to get a grip on your sugar balance, because the hormone imbalance is impacting the sugar imbalance issue and vice versa. So you need to start somewhere. But certainly, and charting is the most important thing you can do if you have PCOS, because it's so easy to miss when you're ovulating. So you're missing your fertile window. But if you're grabbing that fertile window, you have a really good chance of holding on to that pregnancy. Jessica saying, hi, darling. Good to see you back. Oh, whoops. Where did I just go all the way down? Yes, I did. I just lost it. Oh, here we go. My estrogen is 100, FSH is 8.9, LH close to 5.9. How can I support that estrogen and lower it? Is this an issue? Well, it could be an indication for sure that you have estrogen dominance. It also depends on what day you've tested. I always recommend to test on cycle day 3. Otherwise, it's difficult to make these comparisons. But I would start with your charts. So I would start with the clues in your chart to see what is going on exactly and where this estrogen dominance is coming from. If it's secondary to low progesterone, or if you don't have low progesterone, if it is secondary to hypothyroidism or adrenal stress, that is where I would start. Ovulation results. Can they be inaccurate or misleading, says Rockstar? Yes, they can be. First of all, inaccurate, less so, especially if you're using the cheaper strips, right, that increase in darkness, the second line. But you can have a positive but not actually be ovulating, because ovulation tests tell you you're about to ovulate and not that you have ovulated. So I would refer you to my free charting course. What's it called? I had a snazzy name. Your fertile window. Your fertile window. Because there you will be able to learn how you can confirm ovulation. What is your opinion on raspberry leaf tea or infusion? Can it help with fibroids or not? I've seen conflicting info on this. Well, on the whole, raspberry leaf tea is considered to be really good for fertility ongoing, but I would consider it to be more supportive than fixing. Because if you have fibroids, which is usually a sign of estrogen dominance, then there's an underlying issue. It could also be the result of an inherited disease tendency where your body tends to overproduce, right? Fibroids are like an overproduction of tissue. And you can often see it in different types of disease tendencies. And this is something that I addressed in fertile 40s, but I'll also do on fertile 30s, because the type of disease tendency you have inherited can impact your fertility in another way. So you might be detoxing, you might be eating clean and perfectly, you might be charting, but this disease tendency is out of control. And you need to address that. And I do that with homeopathy, or we do that with homeopathy. So it's supportive, but I don't expect it to fix it unless, yeah, I don't expect it to fix it. Hadija saying, hi, good to see you. Can we know without any test about our tubes, either if they're open and blocked? Please explain. Can it be seen in pelvis with an ultrasound? Yes, I would have a salpingogram. That's how you can have it checked. I have to say that sometimes I have patients where I suspect that there might be a blocked tube because of their disease tendency, the overproductive disease tendency that I just talked about. Sometimes that causes mucus buildup in the fallopian tubes. You can't always see that on a scan, but I can see it from their case. So we start treating that, and then they're able to conceive. Or if I have any suspicions about potential scarring, sometimes you can't see the scarring in the tubes on a what's it called, on a scan. But then I suspect that there might be scarring because there's endometriosis, or they've had an STD, or any kind of surgery again. And then I start treating that so the body can start to dissolve the scarring tissue. And then they fall pregnant. Oh, Xantippe, it's so nice to have you here too. We go way back, don't we? Hello from Wisconsin, says Nick. Is it too late to make love once my temperature has increased, or is it possible to still catch the egg? It's kind of too late. Your chances are tiny, 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 tiny. But if you haven't gotten any love making in, do try, because the egg lives about 24 hours-ish. So you still have a chance. But for this, we can definitely go by research. Your chances are tiny, which is why I talk about the fertile window, that you want to start lovemaking as soon as your fertile window opens. So if this is mysterious to you, like what's she talking about? My free course, the fertile window, is the way to start. Angela is saying to Valerie, I was told the same about a heart-shaped uterus, but the Lord blessed me with 6 kids naturally. Wow. Just work on being healthy. Oh, that's a nice encouragement. I would like to know how long to wait, says Capicho, to get pregnant after submucosal fibroid removal. Thank you for what you do. Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you so much for encouraging me. Like all of us, I get discouraged sometimes, and just knowing that the things that I'm doing are helpful to you is all the motivation I need. So I would go by what your doctor says, but I would do the trauma protocol, either with a homeopath that you find, or the miscarriage protocol. I should call it something else, like uterus trauma, something. I'll also share that on fertile 30s, though, by the way. I've done that on fertile 40s too. Anyone that had any reason for trauma to the uterus, I said, we start here. And we had couples fall pregnant just after the trauma protocol. It's all they needed. The rock star says, I'm 45 and trying to conceive naturally. I have regular periods. That's encouraging. And I have received positive ovulation results for 5 days in a row, but my pregnancy tests are still negative. My question is, could my ovulation test be inaccurate or misleading? Yes, like I said earlier, you need to be able to confirm ovulation. So start with the charting, taking your temperature, but according to my course, the free one. Zorinje, Is that right? Hi, what about low estrogen? I'm 37 and on cycle day 4. My level is 23 pg. Is it too low for conception? How does low estrogen affect? Well, low estrogen, if you have low estrogen, that means that the egg doesn't mature properly, and then estrogen isn't able to peak enough for LH to peak, which is what we test with an ovulation test, for the egg to then be released. So it could either cause your egg to not mature properly or not to be released at all. Again, I would start with charting. Blood tests are great, they're supportive, they're interesting, but they don't show you a day-to-day progression or cycle to cycle. What you want to see is if you're ovulating at all. That's where you want to start. Bren, how can a gut detox flare up Hashimoto antibodies and increase TSH? Yes, that's the short answer. Yes, because with a gut detox, which is great, but it can be too much for a body that's already having an autoimmune tendency. In fact, I've shared with you my autoimmune tendencies. I had a physio appointment at one time, and that gave me major fever and body aches within hours. So definitely possible. And it's not bad. It just means you need to slow down a little bit. Angela, good morning. I can't believe I caught you live. Well, happy to have you. I've been watching your videos for months now. I tried charting to see what my estrogen and progesterone were up to because of my age. I'm 48. Well done, you. I got tired of trying to stay on the schedule, stop checking BBT last month. I understand. Guess what happened? Yes, I'm expecting. Yay! That's amazing. I had endometriosis and fibroid surgery. Oh, this is a different one. Sorry. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That is wonderful. I hope your pregnancy progresses really well, Angela. And anyone else here? If you're 45, if you're 43, 42, you're a young chicken. See, Angela is pregnant at 48. Oh dear, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I'm going to have to pick up my kids. But I love your questions. So let's see what else how many else I can do. I have some more questions here about surgery. I recommend, again, the miscarriage protocol. Okay, let me go into a couple of the questions here that I promised. Where did you find the implantation cramping? We have only one fallopian tube. Doesn't matter because your uterus is down here. And like with the toothache, you may think the tooth issue is here, but then they start working there. You can feel it in different areas. So it doesn't matter. You can feel it a little bit down low. You can feel it more on one side. Some lovely saying that they have more hope because of the getting pregnant with one tube. Yes, you can certainly fall pregnant with one tube. I took a test before implantation, got faint lines, bruh. No, you did not, funny person. Oh, I've got a couple of videos on this. It's funny how I keep getting in discussion with some people in the comments. You cannot get a positive test before implantation. It's impossible because physically the egg needs to implant to signal to your body to start producing the hormones that show up on a test. So, but it doesn't matter. You believe what you want to believe. Hello, this is a response to when you get multiple positive ovulation tests per cycle, which is an indication of PCOS. So that's one of the videos on PCOS. Hello, I've been trying to conceive for a year now, but I've also had ART, so I've been charting temps using OPKs. For the first time during trying to conceive, I received 2 back-to-back positive OPKs, ovulation tests. The third day was negative. That's absolutely fine. The first positive was only okay, I'm getting some temperature readings here. So I figured out ovulated. I took Clomid in that cycle and just wondering if my body responded that way due to maybe releasing more than one mature egg. No. Your temperature is not going to be higher because you've released more eggs. But Clomid can cause you to have an overreaction and then cause you to have cysts on your ovaries. So I don't use Clomid because we work in a natural way, but I do work a lot with couples where the woman has developed PCOS because of Clomid. So if you've had Clomid in the past and you've responded badly, you're not the only one. And like the contraceptives, is one of the most important things that I detox with my patients first. Okay. Oh yeah, then I had my video. It might not be your thyroid. I have high Sunzo T. Hey, I don't know. I have high TSH, but normal T4 and T3. My doctor said nothing is wrong, but I still wish to improve my TSH, and I've never used contraceptives in the past. So it is possible that you have subclinical hypothyroidism. That means that your body is still managing to stimulate the thyroid enough to be producing enough T4 and T3, your thyroid hormones, but it's already showing in your TSH. So that this is pre when the thyroid hormones are dropping. So I would recommend also to start with charting so that you can see exactly what is going on, and the clues in your charts is what I would recommend to begin. It doesn't matter if you've not used contraceptives in the past. You could have a subclinical hypothyroid going on, even due to adrenal stress or something else. Elena, thank you for such a thorough explanation. It helps a lot. I am so happy to read that. How to join your Fertile 40s program? I don't see it on your website. No, I should be adding things on my website. I'm a dummy. I was going to say something else, but I'm a dummy. I have it on my socials usually. Currently, Fertile 40s is closed because we're coming to the end of that live program, but there is a wait list, so I will include it in the description of this video. Where can I find your detailed review of your Aura ring? On my channel. Just type in Aura and Ingelfleur and you will find the full review. This is also a reaction to early pregnancy symptoms, possible before 10 days past ovulation. Today is 8 days past ovulation. I did a pregnancy test and it's negative. Since I'm 1 DPO, I have breast pain and it's strange for me. 1 and 2 DPO was very sad and nervous, like depressed. Had strange dreams, and yesterday I was tearful. Today, since the morning, I have heartburn. This is kind of what we started with, right? Because your hormones are rising, you can, and because you're trying to fall pregnant, you're focusing a lot on the symptoms that could either be just due to hormones rising and part of a normal cycle, or it could be implantation. 7 days after ovulation, implantation can already start. So it's very possible that Natty, who is with Natty and Maddie, may indeed, you might be pregnant, but you posted this today. So just wait another day. Go and find my video on when to test. So fingers crossed for you. We're hoping the best. Some of the questions I don't know how to answer. Not because I don't know the answer, but because I don't understand the question. My mom hit her menopause in late 40. She did get her period at 11. I had mine when I was 15. She had severe PMS. I had never particular bad PMS. I am not sure we can be compared. She also was way more unhealthy than me. Yeah, I still think you can follow your mom in the menopause sense, because usually you do see that women are hitting menopause similar times. And if it was late 40s for her and she was very unhealthy and she got her period early and had severe PMS, I think she was very estrogen dominant. So if you don't have that, you're already in a better position. So yeah, that's it. And somebody responded to my video, and it still can be your thyroid. Yes. I was trying to explain how it doesn't have to be your thyroid, but obviously, if TSH is high, thyroid stimulating hormone, it could still be your thyroid. But I wanted to show like there is a range of things. So many women thankfully get TSH tested, and their doctor's like, oh, it's high or it's a little bit high. Here, have thyroid medication. But it makes you dependent on it, and it doesn't solve the underlying issue. If you are actually estrogen dominant, or your gut isn't functioning properly, or you have the synthetic hormone imprint, your anterior pituitary gland isn't functioning properly, that drugs is not even going to help. So, okay, so that was there. I'm going to do one more question here, and then I need to stop. I'm sorry. I think this is just a good indication that I should do this more often. I really appreciate you guys showing up live. Thank you so much. Michelle, hello. Is there any way to lengthen the luteal phase 14 months postpartum while breastfeeding? Yes, certainly. I would look at your adrenal stress levels. That is usually where it's coming from. You're probably lacking sleep. So that is the way to do it. Actually, I did a video on this in August, I think, this summer. Something about raising progesterone levels naturally. Go there. Aaliyah saying, pardon me, I know what is the miscarriage protocol you mentioned for PID. So this is an add-on to Prep for Baby. So if you find the link to Prep for Baby down below, you will see the miscarriage protocol as an add-on. So that's a separate trauma protocol. But it's also part of Fertile 30s. So if you intend to join Fertile 30s at some point, you can do that too. I should probably make it available separately, but I haven't been able to do that technically yet. I'm sorry. Okay, so my computer is saying that it's going to quit on me. So this is a good time to start. Stop. Oh, I wish I could answer all the other questions, but what I'll do is I'm going to save the chat, and then maybe I can address it in like a social media post or in a separate video or whatever. And I'm going to do another live because this is great. Look, I'm like rambling for almost an hour. So thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. So just a reminder that Clues in Your Charts is starting November 29th. It's a 5-week program to help you understand the patterns of your cycle and what hormone imbalance you might be dealing with. And we've got Prep for Baby, and we've got Fertile 30s. These are the things that we've got available right now. And I will make sure to put it on my website. But in the meantime, you should be able to find it on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram yet, that's a great spot to go because I do post there regularly. And God bless you too, lovelies. Take care. Much love. Mwah. Bye.